So I can get this damn thing out of here. Ugh. Of course I can't. Oh gosh. All right, let's put you back here in the corner. Sorry, anybody who showed up. I'm moving the welder to a less dangerous place. Perfect. For now. Okay. Let's put this back here. Put that out of the way. Free up some much needed space. Okay. What up, y'all? Cleveland, Jeffro, Trudge. How you guys doing? Wait, which one's Herbal? Jeffro, right? Right? Yeah. I knew I'd figure it out. I'm going to pretend I'm right, even if I'm not. So I just need to set up my table saw because my idea is to use the new assembly table as an outfeed table. So I must what's going on, SGO? How you doing? All right, so let's see. How tall is the table saw from the ground? All right, 36 and a half. Okay. And that's 34. You know what? I can make a table 36 and a half. That's not going to be terrible. It's going to be really inconvenient when I'm doing something tall, but I'll make a baby table. What's up, Brandon? What? What? I'm going to write this down because I'm going to forget. 36 and a half. So if I make my table 36 inches, that'd only be a half-inch drop, and I feel like that would be acceptable. I got this here fancy dancy elegant pen. Oop. I don't know what that was. All right. So how's everyone doing today? Hope everyone's doing pretty good. Where's my tape measure? How thick is the top of this? I believe it's 3/4. No, it's 3/4 exactly. Okay, so I need to make my. I can be no taller than 35 and 3/4. No. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Max height without top. Okay. Perfect. So what we're going to do today is we are going to Thirsty looking at all them koozies. Yeah, I'm thirsty too. Damn, that sucks. Hey, Lindum. Lind Blom. Fucking hell. What up, Lynn? Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to just wing this because I was looking at the 17 different designs that I had settled for on. I was like, yeah, this one's perfect. And then I changed everything and I was like, yeah, this one's perfect. And 17 later, I'm looking at it going, no, I don't like any of this. So what we're going to do is we're going to build a frame and go from there. I will fill it as needed, but we're going to build a frame. I will do the layout inside the frame, for like the space underneath. I'll take care of that layout as we go. Not tonight. Cheese. Oh, there we go. Colby, gotcha. All right. So what I needs to do is I need to choppity chop some 4x4s because we can't build anything without the legs, right? So I'm gonna grab this here saw. Oh. And play choppy chop games. So like that's just going to be in my way. All my rollers over there. Oh, I need my roller. I want that support. I really hope I can get another one of these. I'll probably get one online. It's a little cobalt lumber roller thing. But when I got this one, I got it from Marketplace. Oh, I lost a rubber end. Now it's all weeble wobbly. I don't know where the rubber thing went. I must have lost it somewhere else. I mean, it's in here somewhere, but little caps on it. But anyway, I got it from Marketplace, and when I had picked it up, I was looking them up, to make sure that I wasn't getting hosed. And I said they were discontinued. Now that probably means that they just decided to change the design in some fashion and charge more money for it, would be my guess. And I haven't really looked to see if they have any more out, but I did think about running everything through the planer. And then I decided that I don't want to do that. So it's doing a Lieutenant Dante. We need legs, right? Did you? Oh, gotcha. Did you burn the box already? What for that roller? Yeah. I already got rid of it. Dull blades burn. Yeah, they do. So let me see if I can't turn you guys so you can actually see what I'm doing here. I'll throw this. Do that. That's fine. Where'd my beverage go? Here it is. Let's not set that on the table. So now I'm also going to be seeing if I can run tools while I have both my fans running without popping the breaker in the house. If I pop the breaker, I'll run in and flip it. It's not a big deal. But but I don't really think that I'll have an issue. It is a 20 amp breaker, and these fans don't pull any real power. We're gonna find out after I plug this in. I do need to run my power out here, or I need to hook my power up out here, but I am stupendously lazy, so like everything else seems to be more important than doing that. And I'm only running one tool at a time, so I shouldn't really need to have that much power out here. At least till I set up my dust collection, because I know I can't run that and my saws at the same time. Okay, so my table leg has to be 35 3/4 max. So I'm going to make it 35.5 just because it's a round number. And then 3/4 added onto that will put my table at 1/4 of an inch below that saw, which will give me some leeway in case the floor, is maybe humped up somewhere and not where the table's sitting. I'll get 1/4 of an inch of leeway there. So I think that'll be a good idea. So 35.5. And we're going to leave the line. We're going to cut the line. We're going to take the line. We'll leave the line. That's fine. Oh, it's too far away. I can't see. All right, this needs to be moved over because it about fell off of it. There we go. Now, is there a way I can make a stop? Can I put a stop up so I can just rapid cut these and make them all the same length without having to worry about it? I bet I can. Bet I can. I can clamp that to the table, and then I can clamp a piece to it. Slide that back. Clamp that to the table. Clamp a block here, and that'll give me a stop. Look at us, figuring things out. And I get to use these. Let's give ourselves a little bit more. There. Cut it with that against. This one won't work. Could double stack those. That'll work. Grab another squeeze clamp. Yeah. Is that going to be where I need it to be? Ah, look at that, didn't move. Perfect. What up, Sergeant Grass? Move the fridge to make a stop. All right, Trudge, have a good one, buddy. What's up, Walter? How you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it. All right. So I'm up against that. Okay. 35.5-inch leg. We need 3 more of those. So I was thinking about running this all through the planer and cleaning everything up and making it look all pretty. And then I was like, I'm probably just going to paint it anyway. Or leave it. It's not really that big of a deal, right? Almost forget to hit the like. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like. What's up, Wes? Hey, Mike, how you guys doing? Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it. All right, get down against our stop. So here's what I did for a stop, because I'm obviously past my table. So I just clamped a board to my table, stacked a couple more boards up on top of it, clamped those to that board, and that's my stop. So that should have me within margin of error, right? Logically. Doing good? Hell yeah. I'm glad to hear it, man. I'm glad to hear it. Let's see. Are we the same height? Wow, son of a bitch. Look at that. We're the same. It's the same. It's important for putting things on, but not as important as you would think. Like we could have one be a quarter of an inch lower. The legs ultimately wouldn't matter because we're going to put a frame around it. So if we ended up being lower, we would just bump the frame up a little bit and make the frame flat, right? But it's better to start off with a flat or a level system. Yeah. So these are just regular pine 4x4s. They are not pressure treated. They are just pine 4x4s. Would you look at that? What's up, Nature Farmer? How you doing, bud? Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. Would you just look at it? Make sure the end of that's not all boogered up. I'm just going with the factory cut. It's probably going to be straight enough. This one, I'm not even sure is square. So. One more. And we've got the little dust filter fan going, and the other fan that I had the filter or bungee corded to. Take the filter off that because don't really need it. So now I just have the air moving around. So far, I don't see a whole lot of dust in here other than right here. Okay. Let's see if we did this without boogering it up somehow, magically. Ugh. Now, what I will probably do is put a little piece of rubber on the bottom of these legs, just so, would you look at that? They are so nice. They're so nice. Would you just look at it? Now I made an 8x8. Well, a 7x7, I guess. 7x7. I don't know what I could hold up with it, but I bet it would be big. But I'll probably just, I don't know, nail, glue, something, a little piece of rubber to the bottom of the legs. So that way, if I do have moisture in the shop, it doesn't end up wicking into the bottom of the legs. And then as I move the table around, I have less of a chance of tearing chunks off the legs. I will give it a bevel on the bottom just to help with that, but also when it is down on the ground, it'll hopefully help it from sliding around. That's the idea. What up, Runic? How you doing, man? I like that. I don't know what it was. I think it was a pen that you were carving or turning. I like it. It looked nice. Pardon me. All right, let me make sure my chat is still going. Okay. All right. So we got that. Now we've got to cut our length and width for the top. So the top is actually going to be 30 inches wide. And then the rest of the 4 feet, that's 2 foot 6 inches, right? So 2.5 feet. That should give me a good amount of workspace for most projects. The rest of the 4 feet will be the flip up bit back here. So wait, let me make sure my math checks out. And make sure these ones are the same, that right length. So I can't go any smaller than my. Oh, all right. They have to be 22 inches. Okay, never mind. Never mind. I've got to be 22 inches. So 1 foot 10 inch is what my little flip up piece has got to be. The rest of it can be my table. And or my countertop, since this piece is just over 4 feet wide, it's about 4 foot 1 inch. Not counting the saw cut. So I will be 22 inches. Two foot 3 inches. That's how wide my top's going to be. So 27 inches. Okay. Let's write this down so I don't forget. Well, I wanted to make it 27 inches. Main top. Like I said, we're just going to wing this thing because I don't like any of the designs that I had previously. And we're just building a frame for it, so it's not going to be that complicated. The frame is going to be the same no matter what I do. So, what's up, Grumpy? A razor handle. Okay. All right. That's right. It did look a little short to be a pen. I'm sorry. I didn't see the end of your stream. At some point, my cell service dropped out, and then I just let my phone not be on. Okay, so wait a minute. My math is off here. Oh, no, I'm right. 49 inches. Okay, good. Good. All right. So, and it's going to be 6 feet wide. That is the final sizing of it. It'll be 6 feet wide. The top will be 6 foot 2 inches because I'm gonna have it overhang by 2 inches or an inch on each end and 1 inch in the front. That way I can use that overhang for clamping if need be. So 6 foot 2 inches long. 1 inch overhang, 3 sides. So that means my cart or my whole table, my frame is going to be 26 inches deep. And I'm only making it shallow so it can sit here and I can still get my truck in. It'll be a fairly tight fit, but I'll make it work. It'll be fine. I'm used to getting my truck into tight spots. So I may not be able to walk around it. I may not be able to squeeze around it. But I can climb into the bed and get past it if need be. All right. Let's get some 2x. Cut. So basically what I'm going to do is I am going to build a rectangular frame. And then, oh, good Lord, there was a lot of sawdust sitting. Oh, right into my drink. Meh. It's fiber. It doesn't kill you. I'm going to build a frame. And then inside of the frame, I'm going to, inside between the long edges, I'm just going to run braces across it to give that top some support because it's just MDF with that Formica stuff on both sides. Hey, Della, doing good. How are you? Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. So let's get, you know what? Let's do this. Let's clamp this saw to the table so it doesn't wander. Surprised it didn't wander doing that 4x4 cutting. We're going to put a stop up because I need to cut 4 pieces of each size. I'm looking for my tape measure. Here it is. Oh, no, I need a clamp. All right. All right, we're going to clamp this to the table so it can't go anywhere. Now, and then after this, the next project will be the miter box wall right here. While I'm waiting on the lumber to come in for the rocking chair. Tape measure. Here we go. Pencil. All right, so I need my top to be 26 inches, or the sideboards, because I am going to have my sideboards are going to be longer. They're going to overlap the 2 long boards. We're going to screw into the end of those. It's not ideal. I know, blah, blah, blah. So I need this to be 26. I need 4 of these. Perfect. Stay. Yeah. Holy crap. There we go. Goodness. All right. What we're going to do is We're going to clamp that there, I guess. Right back where it was, because reasons. And we're just going to run it up against here. There. We'll use that. There is our stop. Okay, make 4 of these. A one. Put my roller a little closer. Still on target. Perfect. Ow. Pinch my finger. 3. Oh, I can get 4 out of 1 board. Daggone. Look at that. That is all I had. It's got the sticker on the end. Beautiful. Would you? Huh. There was something black inside of this. Look at it. I don't know what it was, but it's shiny. And then there's the other side of it. Maybe an old nail hole or a sap pocket or something. Hey, Pilata, looking elegant tonight. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I try. You know, gotta give the people what they want. All right. So I got 4 of those. Those are the 2 outside pieces. Okay. They're going to be the outside pieces of my tabletop, right? Or the framing for my tabletop and my bottom tray. The bottom trays are both going to be the same size. And then the legs will fit inside here. And then the outside pieces will be screwed to those legs as well to give me some extra stability. This is basic carpentry, so we should be fine. Even I should be able to get this figured out. Run that saw blade down, since I'm going to be using this to hold pieces. All right. Anyway, so it won't look as pretty as a lot of the other woodworkers' tables will. At least not initially. Maybe I'll make it pretty later on. Who knows? There's really no need for a pretty assembly table. It's going to get boogered up. I don't rightly see the purpose for pretty. Now, my overall length, however, the long boards, I have to account for those 2 2x4s, right? The thickness of those 2 2x4s on the ends. Otherwise, I'm going to be too long. And while I can cut the top to fit, because I'm cutting pieces of it off, I'm really kind of set on that 6 foot 2 inch measurement. Pardon me. Pretty tables are for pansies, right? Pretty tables are for people who don't work on them. I imagine my table is going to get beat to hell and ultimately get covered in glue globs, even though it comes off of that stuff really easy. and paint and nicks, and the legs will probably get paint and stuff on them when I turn my can upside down and spray them to clear the nozzles out, etc., etc., yada, yada. All right, so let's measure our 2 2x4s. We should be at 3 inches, but let's just double check. 3 inches, perfect. So I need my board to be 6 foot minus 3 inches. And we're just going to use that factory side because why not? 4 foot, 5 foot, 6 foot. Nope, too far. 69 inches. Giggity. Nice. That will give me an overall length of 6 foot. I do not have the ability to set up a stop for this. So what we will do, you know what? I bet I could set a stop up for that offcut piece. Maybe. That's pretty far back there. Let's move that all the way up to the end. Oh, nice. Only need to go about another inch. Just slide that out here, clamp this down, and we'll adjust that piece in. Now, need to go there. Oh, God bless it. These things are really on there. Now, what I probably could have done is that leaves me with a 35 3/4 inch long offcut piece. So I'm going to use those 4 offcuts as braces in the top. And I don't know if I'm going to put braces in the bottom yet because I don't really know how I'm going to fill this out yet. But I'll probably put at least 1 in the middle. Well, I'll have 4 offcuts, so we'll see how it works out. Maybe I'll put 4 bracers in the top. We don't know. Hey, Killplay. Grass is a usual visitor? Yes. Like your shirt? Thank you. Please. I'm going to have to remember that. Also, Pilato, that's awesome that she's doing well. I'm sorry, I keep forgetting to ask. I don't like to ask people how they're doing. If they don't volunteer the information, I generally feel like it's none of my business. Hi, MD May. How are you doing? Was that rifle on the wall? That's not a rifle. That's a shotgun. That's Grandpa's old shotgun. No, we're not going to take it down. No, it doesn't work. No, I'm not going to touch it. You can bite me. That Grandpa's shotgun has been up there for almost as long as this channel's been around. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was one of the first things we put up. I need to slide down just a nudge. There. Now, let's double check that measurement. Boink. Nice. I didn't have to slide down. Can I restore it? No. No, I cannot. I mean, I probably could have it restored, but its monetary value is negligible. I can buy another one of those for like $100 right up the street at the gun store. And it's not worth the money to restore that. Its sentimental value is far greater. Off cut one. Now, I'm also assuming that all these boards are going to be the same length. So I may have to adjust my offcuts or my stop there with every board. I reckon we'll find out. It's very possible, and in fact probable, that these boards will all vary slightly in their length. This one didn't. Now, I'm just using, I don't know, regular construction pine. I believe these are 10 foot. They're number 2 pine. They're 105, 104 and a half inches. So, what, 8 foot, 8.5. So they're probably stud length or some nonsense. They were super cheap. They were like $3 a piece, $4 a piece. I mean, we really didn't need anything super spectacular. I'm not building a table out of walnut and cherry. Right. This one, however, has a big knot in the middle of it. So, now it's going to be right on the edge, so it'll be all right. We'll be fine. Flip that one over. It seems to be a little bowed. Ew. The sticker end of that one is gross. So we'll put it more in the middle now. See, now this one has to slide down a little bit. This one is a touch shorter. Now, my only concern is stability for this. So I'm thinking that I will need to put perhaps a little pocket inside of this lower tray. I may have to put a little pocket in there and put in something like some concrete pavers, right? Because it being so narrow, when I flip that extension up, anything I put on there is going to drastically change how it sits. And I don't want it to be tipping over, right? So I can put some paver bricks in it. That'll be fine. It won't hurt my feelings at all. Nobody will see them. And even if you do, oh well. Oh well. All right, that's the sticker end. We'll put that end down there. This end looks much better. All right, let's see. This one. Like I said, we're not even squaring off the end. We're literally, this one needs to come down. This one's a touch short. We're not even squaring off the end. We are literally just going to use that factory edge. Because It's not like this is a piece of precision equipment. And that factory edge is probably square enough, right? Doesn't have to be perfect. It just needs to be a table. There we go. I got my 4 long pieces. I got my 4 short pieces. And my 4 legs. We can technically begin assembly. And so far, that is my waist. A 3/8 thick piece of 2x4. Son of a bitch, I was right on. That is 3/8 perfectly. Look at this. Would you just look at it? Look at it. 3/8. God dang. That is beautiful. I see it size a lot. What was that? MD May. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hey, Suzanne. How you doing? I'm sorry I missed you coming in. Yeah, having it tip over could add some excitement to the shop. Yeah, it could add a lot of excitement to the shop. Also, hi, Mrs. S. Hey, Steph. Yeah, Pilato, that's exactly it. And yes, thank you, Runic. It is decommissioned permanently. Let's see who got hit. We got. Yeah, I had to move something in front of there because I couldn't read it. Junior Bud. Oh, Jesus! I don't know who I just touched. Junior Buds, Pilato, Suzanne, Matthew, Makers Murphy. Awesome. Awesome. What does MD mean? That's a good question. I don't know. MD might know. In fact, I bet she does know. Or he. I'm just assuming. Shit, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't assume things. Also, Steph, how much flour did you use and how much flour ended up in your kitchen? Random. I figured that was going to be you. Oh, so I got some of these cheap Harbor Freight squeeze clamps because I broke my other ones, so I needed a couple of squeeze clamps. And I'm not sure if it's just because they're new or I squeeze them too tight, but man, that release on there is that's a thing. it's definitely there. All right, let's put these little pieces over here. We're going to take this off for now because what we're going to do is we're going to assemble our giant boxes. And we're going to screw some legs to them so that I have yet another massive thing in the middle of my shop. But hopefully it'll be something that I can, work on. Should trademark. All right, let's put this all down. Let's lock this. Oh, we'll put that over here. We'll put this. Set it back on there. Unplug that. That probably would have been a good thing to do in the first place. Also, Steph made stromboli. I'm definitely coming over for lunch tomorrow. Hey, Bex. How you doing? Squeeze clamps? Yeah, so the ones that I had before that I broke were some random brand. Super cheap ones that I picked up somewhere. I have no idea where. But I broke the squeeze handle off, like the trigger off. And so now they're pretty well useless. So I was like, I'll grab the cheap Harbor Freight ones. I won't get the upgraded ones. I'll get the super cheap ones. And man, they are stout. A lily-sized amount of flour all over the kitchen. Oh goodness. A lily-sized amount. That's a lot of flour. That's a ton of flour. We're gonna sweep this onto the floor because I'm gonna use this cable to begin assembly. I thought about gluing this together and screwing it, but I'm not so sure that I want to glue it because I may make changes to it. So gluing it would make it much more difficult to change if I need to, or just screwing it together will give me the ability to take it apart or take pieces off and reconfigure it if I need to. Hey, Kevin, how you doing? Thanks for popping in, buddy. I appreciate it. What was that, 1 foot capacity? Oh, blueberry chewing gum. Nice. That's okay, Mike. I'm boring. It's fine. Six. I don't know what these are. What are these? These are just 6-inch ones. I should get some of the 6-inch DeWalt's. Just because I also don't like to have money. And, they're yellow. So I feel like it would blend in. All right. So what I'm thinking is I can put these pieces down here on the ground. Bump my side pieces in. I might have to shim them up a little bit. And then I'll be able to I can clamp the top piece down to the table and run my screws in, flip the whole thing over, and rinse and repeat. That's my thought. We'll see if it works. All right, let's make sure these are the same length because, well, that would be awkward if they were not the same. And if you lean them real good, they're the same. We'll go with it. What's the worst that could happen? We'll put the smoother side out. Yeah, I'm gonna have to shim that up by probably about 1/4 of an inch. Which is mighty convenient because, you know what? I bet it's 3/8 of an inch. Where'd that 3/8 inch piece go? Oh, Jesus. Oh, it gave me a heart attack. Where'd that 3/8 inch piece go? I know it's here somewhere. Found it. Oh. Oh, almost. Almost. Goodness, I feel like an evil genius right now. This is awesome. I'm not quite sure why evil, but perfect. All right. So the idea is to just screw these together. I'll put, I don't know, 2 or 3 screws through there. And I have this box of decking screws that are number 10s at 2.5 inches. I think we'll use that. You should always rinse your wood. Oh, I get it. I get it. Burn the box. Evil, yes, but genius? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's fair. The genius part is the one that has question. Texas Tech football games. Ooh. He says I don't have to go. All right. So what I want to do is I want to put a squeeze clamp across those so they don't move out of alignment. Stay. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. So guys, Friday, that video goes public at about 4 p.m. Eastern, I believe is when I said it. So hope y'all enjoyed it. Nobody really gave me a ton of feedback, so I'm just going to assume it was a masterpiece, and I will be getting an Emmy for it. Dun dun dun. And if it wasn't a masterpiece, well, it is in my head. That's all that matters. Hey, Edward, how you doing, buddy? What about international time? Um, I don't know. Whatever your time converts to 4 p.m. Eastern. Oh, nice. That sounds really cool. All right. So I'm going to put one. We're just going to eyeball it. That's probably about good. Put a different drill bit in that little countersink thing, and it stinks. I don't want to blow the ends out, but I feel like they're going to split at some point. Nice. There's one. All right, so we don't need this anymore. Good gravy. That's got to be a new thing. All right, now we can twist that just a nudge. Throw another screw in there. We'll go right there. How far in am I getting that? About that far. I should probably go that far. There we go. That should be a little more gooder. So when you're pulling wood together, like, see, this is a deck screw. So your deck board would be in this portion. Your threads would be in the joist, right? So when you're screwing it in, you'll run out of threads in the deck board, and the head will then pull it down tight. So if you're just screwing this into a regular board and you're leaving threads out, you don't have that pull power, right? So over syncing them for this. I could use, Oh, they have about the same shank. I could use ones like this, but these are a lot thinner. These are like number 8s, which is probably more than enough for this. Where I then have a much larger shank here, but hold. I need to whip my hand into shape. Yeah, that's probably it. I don't get enough squeezing on that hand. I don't get enough thumb work. I play video games more, text more, something. All right, we'll throw one more in here because I like the idea of having 3. Because, why not? Yeah, they're all sunk about the same. I'm not going to fill the holes because, uh-oh. Hotel California. Oh. Now, as long as I keep one side flush, and in fact, I think what I'm going to do is when I put a clamp on here, I'm going to put a piece of wood on here to make sure that that sits flat. I mean, this one is flat, but that way, if any of them have a thickness difference, maybe there's a bit of snipe in it or something that I didn't notice, I won't have to, have one spot that's got a hump or a dip in it. Right? That makes sense. Makes sense to me. I don't know about you. And what's going to make this square is going to be screwing it down to the big ass piece of plywood that's going on top of it. So that big white thing over there, yeah, that's going to be the top. Do I play video games? I do on occasion. Candy Crush. I haven't played Candy Crush in a very, very long time. All right, let's see. Which side am I going to determine as the flat side? This side. So I want to clamp a little board on there just to make sure she stays flat. Look at that. Here's this piece of maple. Well, I should hold her flat. Hey, stop that. Get my hands out of the way. There we go. Flat enough, smooth enough. Send it. And we'll probably go, I don't know. I could do is I could just mark a line 3/4 of an inch. Or, yeah, 3/4 of an inch. Good enough. I need screws. Good Lord. Man. Over here looking like a weakling with my non-working thumbs. All right, now. Oh, I got a gross end. Ew. Oh, I don't have my step stool out here anymore. That would have been convenient. It's okay. We'll do this. This is going to be a very nice size table. Compared to working on this, I am going to like it. Which side I decided was my flat? That one. All right, good deal. Good deal. Okay. Roll that one a little bit. There we go. All right. Let's see what's going on here in chat. I'm sorry I don't have a very good view for you guys. I'm kind of close to the camera. Maybe if I put you guys back here. Oh, goodness. Hi. Hey, Dubs. Yeah, I know. I'm only pre-drilling them just so I can avoid splitting out anything that may split. Just an extra level of precaution. Hey, Woodchucker, how you doing, buddy? I seen you live last night. You were just chatting. Was it last night? Night before? I don't think you seen me. There was a lot going on in your chat. Ugh. How's the grandbaby, Dubs? What's her name? Charlotte. How's Charlotte? Haven't seen any pictures of her in a little while. Francois? Can't do anything about my appearance. Oof. Shots fired. Yeah, you had it. There was a ton of people in there. It was a very nice stream. And then the one that they gave me right after that was some guy screaming and yelling about, I don't know, some nonsense about if you're a Republican and you don't deserve to live or some bullshit. I don't know. I was super enthused that YouTube decided to give me something like that. Like they'll push that crap, but they won't push my channel. Oh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, woodchucker. Nice, Clayton. Nice. What are you soldering, bud? That one might have been a touch overdriven, but that's fine. Oh. That. That'll be good. All right. One frame done. That's going to be a significantly larger table. Look at this thing. This is huge. That tall. All right, we got to do one more, and then we can screw them to the legs. Those guys have stronger thumbs. That's fair. Fair. Thanks, Woodchucker. For your RC plane? Nice. Nice. I don't have any planes. You know what? I did that with the cutoff pieces from over here, not the pieces that are over there that are supposed to be. Huh. Now I have to disassemble this because this is far too large. Mother trucker. Perfect. You know what? I blame the internet. It's clearly the internet's fault that I did this. my screw back. Let's put these over there. But you know what? This is pine, and none of these have split yet. So I'm probably just going to sink them and be done with it. Let's do it. Let's send it. Fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? All right. I need these pieces. These ones. Significantly shorter. Oh, balls. I do still need to make sure they're flat on the side. Okay. Okay, let's send one and see what happens. Now I'm going to be drilling into a second hole. Yeah, it didn't split. Ooh, it makes me nervous as hell, though. Man, that makes me nervous. I don't ever just sink screws without pre-drilling that close to end grain. Like, oh boy. But, all right, that's my flat side. This side. Oh, I don't like I don't. Okay, we're sending it. Nope. That one slid up a little bit. That's a bummer. That one must have slid into a hole that was pre there. God bless it. Oh, that's my weak thumb. That one doesn't work so well. Huh. Moved a little bit, but not enough that I really care. If I care too much, I can sand that. It's like a fingernail. Hmm. 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 Oh, wait. What if I turn this lengthwise? Put my board on there. Move it down. Sit that on there. There we go. Now maybe I can stop it from sliding around. Maybe. So, absolutely shit idea. This side is my flat side. That thing's gonna fucking drop off there, scare the hell out of me. Didn't fall off of there. That is shocking. Let's turn this around. All right. Minor crisis averted. Okay. Put it together wrong, but it's fine. This is my flat side. Also, I have that piece on backwards. Oh, no, they're just ugly on both sides. Okay. Never mind. This is really soft pine, so. Not splitting. Good gravy. Well, that is going to take some getting used to. I don't have to worry about that thing just randomly popping off. All right. That is the size. Still significantly bigger than what I've been working with. Not as wide. I guess it would be this wide as the other one. But let's slap the other one together. Get it bolted to the legs, or them both bolted to the legs. And we can have a good time. Bob's your uncle. We'll be cruising. This one's kind of got humps in the middle. I don't know if you can see that. Right here, there's a bump, dip, bump. Can you see it? Bump, dip, bump. And kids. These dang kids. We'll put that side as the not flat side. There's my neighbor's dog, Pluto. He's out and about, letting everyone know that this is his territory tonight. In fact, it kind of sounds like he might be in the yard, which is fine, because Pluto's a good dog. He's a good boy. He can be in the yard. All right, sorry, I missed high quality lumber, right? Softwood. Impact instead of driver. I mean, are you referring to what I call this? I call it an impact because it impacts. But they're supposed to be on the outside of the long pieces. I cut my long pieces 3 inches short to account for this. Do I think about streaming on other platforms? Not really. Doesn't fit in the view. Nice. Thanks, Woodchucker. This is what the whole shop is going to look like when I can actually get more cedar fence pickets. All right, see you later, Clayton. Oh, you mean instead of using my drill? I don't know. Efficiency, speed. Hey, Pac-Man. They'll both do the same job. The drill is going to transfer more torque to your hand. The impact is just going to send it. You can you can send them with just about anything. An impact driver is just more efficient. Oh, and went in a little cockeyed, but it's fine. Let's put the other one on. I forgot to mark which side was my flat side that did not have the big bump in it. This side. Do I ever pre-drill? Yes, but this isn't requiring any pre-drilling. This wood isn't splitting out. Earlier in the live, when I put in the wrong pieces, I pre-drilled every hole. Right? So I got my pre-drill here. I will normally, unless I'm just throwing something together for rough, quick assembly, I will normally pre-drill every single hole. But this, and I'm using deck screws, so they kind of cut better than a regular screw. They don't really seem to split out as much. Almost forgot to put my straightener bit on there. But typically what will happen is this. No, I have a screw around here that's not a deck screw. We'll use a deck screw. Why not? All right. Typically what will happen. Probably won't work, but we'll see. Typically what will happen is that. Now you have no holding power. Now, granted, I put that one right up against the edge. But if I had pre-drilled that and just ran it down tight, probably wouldn't split. I'm honestly surprised that this stuff is not splitting out because I'm like 3/4 of an inch away from the end. So it's quite shocking. Oh, I mean, I've split framing lumber. So I'm of the mindset that wood is wood. And when you're going, that close to the end grain, you run the risk of splitting it no matter what. But at the same point in time, I've obviously not split any of these yet. So we have that. So you're going to learn from me? Uh-oh. I've split framing lumber? Yeah, I've blown out the ends. I mean, probably because I was too close to the edge, and I wasn't using deck screws. In fact, I might have been using bigger screws. Let's see if I have any here. I don't see any in here. I don't use them very often. I know I've split it. I've also split other wood. It's not something that I rather do. I don't typically work with construction lumber, to be honest. Uh, so I don't know. Maybe you don't have to pre-drill it, but I have spent the last. Oh goodness, it slid right off. The last several years of my life, uh, pre-drilling holes. So it's kind of become second nature, regardless of if it's required or not. One of those things that I think is best practice, at least. Listen here. You're going to cooperate one way or another, whether you like it or not. Stay. Piss me off. Stupid wood. Oh. Try not to push before I hold on to this. I don't want my end to fall off. Now, like I said, I could be entirely wrong. I don't know. I'm not a master of anything. I'm just a monkey with some tools and some moderate skills. Maybe softwood doesn't need to be pre-drilled. I don't know. I've split plenty of softwood. Yeah. All right. There's number 2. Ow. Kicked myself. Or I kicked my shin off of it. Don't know why YouTube blocked that. Hey, Pilato, have a good one, buddy. Nope, no glue, Robert. I'm thinking that I need advice for building a shed. Yeah, definitely buy one. No glue because I'm thinking that I will probably make changes to it over time. So I want to be able to make changes. Glue would make that fairly difficult. I don't know why YouTube blocked it either. Dub. All right. Now, we are going to attach these legs. Legs are going to go on the inside here. We're going to screw through it from 2 sides. We're going to put the next one down towards the bottom. Probably be about the bottom. So, the most logical way that I can think of to do this is to put my 2x or my 4x in here. Actually, I want a sheet of plywood because that's a bull nose on it, which is rather annoying. Put a sheet of plywood under that, span that bull nose so that everything sits flat. There. Now, should be able to drop a 4x4 here, drop a 4x4 here, punch some screws into it, move on to the other side. Right? Logic. Maybe. What am I doing for the top? See that piece of white stuff right there? 3/4 inch melamine? That's going to be the top. We're going to put some braces in the one that turns out to be the top. I need a bigger table to build the table. You ain't kidding. Look at this. I'm holding it up with that roller thing back there. It's pretty nuts. What am I doing? There. All right. So pick the two prettiest sides to make the outside. So this is my theory, right? Everything should now be flat because they're sitting on this. That would make sense to me. Now, what I will end up doing is clamping this just so it doesn't move. I have two of them. I can clamp it both directions, even if I really want to. There. Now it's not going to move. I can punch a screw into it and it's going to stay there. I don't think that's necessary. But we'll do it because, you know, why not? So we'll put one, oh, I don't know, here. I'll put one here. Put one, oh, I don't know, here. There. Hey, look at that. I popped them. I didn't even struggle that time. It's pretty magical. And then the other one that we built will go up here. Well, we'll flip it around. It'll be on the floor, right? Once I get all four legs on. And then we'll bolt it here. It'll be more like right here. Right? So we have a little bit of leg or a little bit of foot. Not terribly much, maybe a half an inch or so. Because two of these wheels are also going to get mounted in here. Now, I'm thinking that I can mount them out here, and it won't be that big of a deal, but then I'm going to have this thing sticking out. Probably trip over it or something. But if I do build a cabinet on the side, I can build it to cover this. Now, the reason I'm doing the wheels is because, like this can still sit on the ground, and all I have to do is pick up that end, and they will pivot to the wheels, and I'll be able to move it around. That's my theory. Maybe put a bottom piece all the way down. Nah. I need a little bit of space. This floor's not flat. Or do you mean to put the legs on? I could put it on the ground. I mean I could, but this is a lot flatter than my floor is. If that's what you meant. I don't know. I might have the wrong idea. for right now, we're going to put 3 screws in each side. I will likely change that. Maybe add a 4th. But for right now, I just want it to be assembled. So once I get everything together, I can. Ah, damn it! I did it on the wrong side. There's my flat side. Oh, they're both flat. I mean, they're both the same, except for that one has that hump in it. Which apparently is the other one. Ah, that'd be all right. And pay attention to my marking. Tisk, tisk. There. Put a screw in here. I don't think I need the clamps. We're going to find out. I don't need the clamps. Well, the clamps probably wouldn't have been a bad idea, to be honest. They would have stopped that side from pulling away. But it's okay. We'll be fine. All right. And no longer. All right. I'm going to get in your guys' way. I'm sorry. Could have ripped those with parallel sides. Yeah. Yeah. It's a shame that I'm not familiar with these words that you're using. They seem like big words. Like I said, I did think about running everything through the saws and the planer and making it pretty. And if I would have started, I definitely would have done it all. And we wouldn't be this far. Hey, Sunday Michael. How you doing? Hey, thanks, Walter. Oh, you meant with assembly. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, it's way too time consuming. And I don't need it to be pretty. I'll probably end up spray painting it or something crazy. All right, now what I need to do. This is surprisingly light for as big as it is. I need to turn this around. Oh! A piece of plywood flipped over and it rolled off my roller. There. Boy, that DeWalt took a hell of an impact on the floor. There. Fixed it. Damn, I didn't even break my battery. Oh, you can see where it hit. That's where it hit the floor. Right there. With the sawdust. Nice. Well done, DeWalt. Well done. Don't do that again. Don't roll around being all goofy. I don't like it. All right, this one will go there. And I will put a clamp on it because, you know, I don't want it to move. This one will go here. Where'd my clamps go? There. There. Don't roll. Ah. Please. Please don't roll. All right. So what's everybody's plans for this weekend? We're getting there. It's almost that time. We'll put that one in later. What color should you paint the next few jigs? Yeah, definitely going to be cleaning the glue spreader off on the edges. 100%. Green with pink. Sounds great. I'm glad you took my advice. That one is significantly easier to open than that one for some reason. Please don't roll. Ah. I'm going to just shove my head into the camera here. Ooh, that one sunk easy. All right. There is 4 legs. Hocking Hills Slingshot Tournament tomorrow and Saturday. Nice. Cleaning up your giant mess. We'll need to make another one. Look at it. Would you just look at it? So I'm thinking that, okay, so here's my options. I can put it this far above the ground, right? So this sits, oh, you guys can't see a damn thing. I can put the shelf above this, above the wheels, right? And then use that space there to put a couple of pavers in it as I need to keep the center of balance low in this thing when I have the wing open. And then put in a board here so that I can bolt the wheels to it. Or I can just bolt and then keep them kind of sunken in so they don't stick out very far. Or I can bolt it right to the outside of these, right? But up here, but that's going to stick out quite a bit. And I will probably kick it many, many times before I decide to build a side cabinet for it. I'd go green chartreuse mix. This weekend, I am probably going to be working in the shop. I have some projects I have to get done outside, but I'm hoping to get one day or at least a half a day in the shop, and potentially even go live. Actually, it may even be working on this, to be honest, because I really want this done, at least usable, which means I have to put the top on. And I have to put another board on where I decide is the back to be able to bolt the bracket to for the folding thing. I'm thinking that I may want to put the shelf like right around here area. Give that a couple inches of space and make this easier to not kick. But I can't go back that far. I'd have to be up here at minimum. And make it so this is just a bit lower than the foot. So that way when I pick it up and pick the end up, and I can pin it or pivot it onto the wheels and then guide it around. The only reason I didn't go with casters is because I didn't want to deal with everything moving or having to lock 4 individual casters. And I don't like those ones that you step on and it pushes the wheel up, then you step on it again and it drops it down. I don't like them. They stick out too far and they're obnoxious. And they're stupid expensive for no fucking reason. Like these cost like $3. Harbor Freight, obviously. But they're 330-pound rubber casters. I'm pretty sure I can handle it. I'm pretty sure this thing will be, or those will be able to handle this thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to space them about, what is this, 4 inches? Yeah, I'm going to space the bottom here about 4 inches up from the bottom. And I'm going to use that space to make a box underneath it in the middle to get Can I put you guys back here? Is that better? Like now you can see things? That's probably better, right? Can't see everything, but oh, I was going to do this in horizontal. Fuck! Damn it! That way I could edit it and use it in videos. Damn! Ah, whatever. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. One of these days I'll remember that the camera goes that way. Didn't do it on my video that I made. Also, I forgot that I had a beverage. So if I'm going to put it 4 inches up, I'm going to clamp it. I'm going to put 4 clamps on it, run it 4 inches down from here. So this was the one that had the wavy bit in it. So this one doesn't ultimately matter. Let's set this up here all cattywampus for now so it doesn't fall. Stay while I get clamps ready. This will be a treat. We're going to do this. This. Great success. Great success. Okay. So All right, now let's get our stuff measured down 4 inches. Oh, so close. I'm 3 3/4 over there. That's pretty close. Oh, man. That is, oh boy, that is pretty damn good. That's a 1/16 of an inch off. That is 4 inches. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a screw in that. Hmm. Go. That'll hold that one. Well, that's stupid. Can't put the handle on the inside where the where the stuff is. Okay. It's 4 inches. Bada boom, bada bing. Bada bing, bada boom. Well, whatever. Words and stuff. Yeah, that's probably pretty close. Oh, that's way too far. Oh, it's way too far. Four inches. Let's sync this one first, because that one's at 4. And we'll adjust the other. Now, since these legs are the same length, we should have this shelf the same distance from the floor all the way around. Well, even so, it wouldn't matter because we're going 4 inches from the bottom. So they will be 4 inches from the bottom, no matter where it sits. Wouldn't matter if, this one was half this long. If you're going 4 inches from the bottom, then it's going to be 4 inches from the bottom. That one needs to sit right there. Bless it, that is perfect. All right. And then I'm going to flip it over, put it on the floor, and it's going to be way off. Okay. There. Everything is clamped, or everything is one screw in to hold it in place. And now, this is the idea. I'll be able to put the board in here, space this wheel just a little bit off of this, and still not be touching the floor, hopefully. So it won't randomly roll around. Francois! Somehow I got a spider web on my phone. Let's see if my... So, that's the idea, anyway. I'll pick whichever side is going to be the outside, or the wheel side. because, you know, that will make that, like, if this is the wheels, this will be the back so that this can go against the wall. You know, I got to, yeah, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Let's put a screw in here. So how does the mic sound with the impact driver right next to the mic? Is it like stupid and annoying, or? Oops. Does the mic do a good job of canceling that out? What up, kid? How you doing, buddy? MD May. Like I said, I am kind of over syncing these, but because I'm lazy and cheap, and I don't want to go buy new screws. So I want to buy screws with a longer shank right here, a non-threaded portion. Get all up in your guys' way. Oop. That one will definitely not be pulling out that one. I hit my screw on that one. It hit the screw, this screw, hit that one in there and just shot that way. But it's okay, because any weight will be pushing down on it, so, you know, they'll want to straighten out, maybe, in theory. Oops. Drop that screw. All right. Couple of 5 more to drill or put in. That'll give me 3 screws in each side of each leg, which will be a good start. We'll put more in as needed. Not hit that screw. All right, there we go. There is the frame built. Now we do still have to put in cross members in here, but let's get this thing on the floor, because that added significant weight to it. There. That'll be the table. We're still flat. Yeah, that one's a little proud. That one's a touch proud. These two are flat. I'd probably go after those with some sand, some 80 grit, sand them down. What up, Eco? Need a Francois refill. No, you didn't. You didn't because I didn't. So, bite me. Now, if I did this correctly, this will be 6 feet long. Which means I'll cut my top at 6'2". Oh my goodness, it is 6 feet long. Oh, 26 inches wide. Was that how wide I wanted it? Yes, because I want an inch overhang. 26 inches wide. How much bow is there in the middle? Somewhere between a 16th and an 8th. So that'll get taken care of when we put in stretchers, which will be 23 inches. And we'll probably put at least 3 of them in. One in the center, and then one in the center again, and the center again, going this way. The bottom I will put in let me start moving some of this stuff out of the way because this table be big. You know, when you say you want to make something 6 feet long, you don't really think that's a very big table. A board stretcher? Am I going to put a vise on it? I might. Maybe a wood vise. We'll see how it works out. I don't use a vise very often, but there is quite a bit that a vise would come in handy. I may do something more along the lines of a removable vise. We'll see. But we've got just a little bit of deflection here in the center. So like maybe 3/16, or yeah, 3/32, because it's between a 16th and an 8th. But that'll get pulled in when we put the cross piece in. So unfortunately, it's 9 o'clock and I can't be running power tools. So even though I really want to. I mean, I probably can. Nobody would really care. But I'll feel bad if I do it. But that great big white piece back there underneath my Second Amendment flag, this piece right here, that will be going on the top. It'll sit flush on one edge, an inch overhang on the other 3 sides. And then that flush side, we're going to double up this stretcher so that we can put one of these on, or 4 of these on. I'm going to put 4 of these on, put 1 at each end, and then 2 in the middle, so that we can have the cut off from the top screwed to this, and then we can fold it down. Now, I haven't quite figured out if this is going to be a good thing or not, because each one of these has a release, right? So I don't know if I'll be able to like go down the line and release them like one at a time, or if it's going to fight me on that. The other thing is, I don't know if I want to put a. I probably should. Is putting a frame on that 3/4 inch piece. Not on this side, but on the two short sides and the one long side, and then just make it thin enough that it fits in that 1.5 inch space here. So it sits well, 1.5 inch plus that thickness. So it sits straight up and down. It just hangs there well and just sits against the bottom of this leg. Now I'm thinking about doing that just so it adds more structure to that 3/4 inch piece of melamine, and I'm not solely relying on these things, right? Because I don't know how strong these are, but 4 of these can apparently hold 1,000 pounds. So we're gonna see. And people use these on like for their table saws all the time as little flip up extenders. Now I don't know if they hold true flat over time, but I did get some heavy duty ones. They got 2 bars instead of 1. These are pretty thick bars. They're actually thicker than this stuff is. So hopefully they don't bend. So we'll see. What's up, New Beginnings? How you doing, buddy? So that's the idea. We'll put them on like so. I mean, be 3/4. Well, it'll be flush with the top of this because then it'll be 3/4 of an inch added on here, and then the cutoff put on here. And then hopefully I get it situated right so that there is no real big gap in between. But we'll see. We'll see how it works out. So if I do this, I just want to see if this is then going to hold that there. Yeah, that'll be plenty of room down here. So it's not going to hit this bottom one. But that's going to be the start of my table. You know what? We're probably going to work on it tomorrow after work. No, I'm not. I have things to do tomorrow after work. I'll probably work on it Saturday. Let's be honest. That's a big ass table. And it's going to sit probably like so quite often. Oh, no, actually, this is how it's going to sit. I am sorry. Forgot. I'm going to put you guys over here. You're going to be back a little further because we're going to use the wall here as the backdrop from now on for most things. And you'll be like that. Or kind of looking at an angle. Until I get my other cameras up in here, which are going to be, permanent mounted. I'm going to mount them however they best see the general work area here. So like maybe one back here behind me in each corner to look in, and then one in front of me in each corner to look in, and then you guys, obviously. That's going to be my plan, and then I'll have all the wall stuff back here, everything that I end up purchasing or am gifted from you guys. The cool stuff will end up back here on the wall. Yeah, that's how it's going to go. Thanks, MD. Hey, thanks, Eco. I appreciate that, bud. I'm hoping that it works out. I really am. Man, it's a big table. That is much bigger than I thought it would be. But I'm actually kind of excited about it. You imagine all the things that I can do on here as opposed to that table that's like this long? All the room that I can now run out of? But I do have to put the rubber pieces on the bottom of these legs so they don't get all cattywampus and chewed up. I want this thing to sit relatively flat. I got to find the sweet spot right there. That's the sweet spot. No rocking. So, not a bad start to a big ass assembly table. Now I still haven't decided ultimately what I'm going to do with this space down here, right? Originally, I wanted to have about a 2-foot wide cabinet over here. Maybe a drawer. I was thinking about putting a drawer in the middle that I could push and pull from. Well, I can't pull it from that end, but that I could just pull out. That was full length. Have it on wooden runners, or I even have heavy duty rollers over there. The drawer is still probably going to happen, but I don't know about the cabinet. And then this side was all going to be the base down here for most of it, and then under the drawer have a 2-tiered shelf for sticking, other stuff in. But I am not 100% that that's how I'm going to do it yet. I'm thinking that for now I'm going to just put a base on it, and then as we go, I will figure out what I need and build that. Right? I feel like that's probably the most logical thing to do. Build what I need, not what I think I'll need. Right? Does that make sense to you guys? But it is beer 30. So let's have a drink. Cheers, y'all. Got the starter table down. I do need to sand these two posts down a little bit. They are a little proud of the sides. So I want to make them flush. That's just a little bit of 80 grit work. It's not very much off. Oh, nice, Eco. Nice. So what I did with mine is I measured my table saw. I just have a DeWalt job site saw back here, right here with it's on a stand. I measured that, and this whole table should, with the 3/4 inch melamine on top, should be about 1/4 of an inch lower than that table or that table saw. So let's find out. That was what, 36 and a half. So let's measure this. We are at 35 and 3/8. So we add 3/4. That'll give us 36 and an eighth. Okay, so I'm an 1/8 of an inch below my 1/4 inch depth that I wanted to be at. An 1/8 of an inch, that's pretty fucking good, I think. But that those rising tables, I've seen a lot of people build tables out of them, and I think they're a brilliant idea, because so the downside to when you have a table like this, right, says great for general working on it, but as we saw in the bassinet build, when I had something that I needed to work on and it was up here, it became a bit of a hassle. I had to move it. I had to put something down on the ground, put it on the ground. So those rising tables, you can just lower the whole table and still have your work surface. So that's pretty cool. I hope you get that done soon. Hi, Steph. I didn't know you were still in here. You've been very quiet. So this weekend, we'll put in the stretchers here. We'll put the top on it. We'll get the top cut. That stuff is stupid heavy, that 3/4 inch MDF, or whatever it is, melamine. It's stupid heavy. So we're probably going to shove everything back here. put some cedar fence pickets down on the ground, lay that down on top of those, and do the cuts to that. We're going to cut a couple of feet off of the end, make it shorter, right? 6 foot 2 inches. And we're going to rip it down the width. Now, we'll probably do that on the floor because that'll be the most logical place to do it. And then it should not weigh near as much. Oh, you only have a bandsaw? Awesome. Awesome. Kind of interested what do you make? In general. High stuff. Now, I do now realize, though, that I'm going to have to clean out a pocket over here, this way, where you guys are, if I want you to have a full view of what I'm doing, give you the widest view as possible, so I can tuck you back further. That will mean that I will have to have my TV up, and that way I can read chat on the TV. Hey, Captain Bucky, how you doing? Earrings and boxes? Awesome. Awesome. I got a box over here that I made. Most out of the way, anyway. Also, my glass never showed up. I just realized that. My glass didn't show up for the flag case from Michael. I need to look into that because I need that glass. I got to get that done and sent out to him, like, pronto. Let's see. Oh, my box? That's a terrible looking box, but all right, I'll show you. Yeah. There's a lid. Hey, Brian, how you doing, buddy? You doing good? I'm doing pretty good, Captain. And then here's the box. Damn, this thing is heavy. Here's the box. This is purple poplar. This is cherry. Purple poplar. With some chatoyancy. And then purple poplar. And we put in black walnut strips in the corner. We got that little pattern going on down there in the bottom. Got this weird mark right here. Super thick. That's like 3/4 of an inch thick. We're going to line it. And then... Thanks, Bucky. That was my grandpa's. It is decommissioned. As Alan says. See if we can show a little bit of how that looks. I need a paper towel. I don't know if you can. There's a little bit of the chatoyancy and the curl in the purple. Also, I got to get more lights put up here because these lights are terrible. If there is a blue wood, not that I'm aware of. I mean, you can get purple poplar. Some of it will have blue in it. It all depends on the stuff that's in the minerals that are in the ground. But I don't see blue around here very often. A couple on your wall and a couple in your safe. I've got a couple in my safe and a couple on my walls. A couple sitting around. But you can dye wood. You can dye it with alcohol dye very well. In fact, I have some. I just haven't been brave enough to play with it yet. Because you can make some very vibrant colors, or you can make some very splotchy mistakes. But from what I understand, the alcohol dye, if you just spray it with alcohol, you can then kind of work it around more and blend it out. How deep can you get dye into wood? I mean, if you're using something like a vacuum chamber, I'm sure you could get it fairly deep. Um, but I can't tell you how deep like alcohol dye would go. That's something that you'd kind of be dyeing it, like a finished project. You're not going to be like, if you want to put it on the lathe, you'd probably have to get something that's like vacuum dyed, something commercial. And I'm not even 100% sure that would work. Couple sheriff issued. Nice. Nice. Let me put this box back here in the corner where it belongs. For now, until we work on it again. But I do got to look into that glass. I got to get that glass for Michael. That box has to get done. It's I'm a little disappointed in myself that it's still here. So I do think these wheels on the bottom. So this thing, you can't see it, but there's casters down here on the bottom. So you tilt the saw, and it tilts it onto the wheels, and then you can move it around. The downside to those wheels is those are swivel casters, so they do this nonsense. And so you have to pull it. You can't push it. But I could easily change them out. So that's where I got the idea, was from this. So I could, in theory, put the wheels on the other end, and I can pick this end up. It'll switch from the legs being on the ground to being on the wheels, and then I can move it around and get it shifted from against the wall where it's stored to out here and moved around. Thinking about moving. Why? Also, if you guys aren't aware, this is the end of the night, so we'll be live here for a little bit yet, just kind of shooting the breeze, having a couple of drinks. Usually right around 8 o'clock ish, my time. I try to stop using power tools. Yeah, so I thought about putting the wheels on the bottom and just having it that way. But I ultimately decided that I didn't want to mess around with measuring things out to get the wheels on the bottom. So I just mount them sideways. Want to see the country? Well, that's as good a reason as any to move. Happy hour chats. That's right, MD. Cheers. I'm also now wondering, with how long this span is, if I may need to put a vertical brace in the middle. Now, I doubt that this thing is going to tip very easily, even as it sits now, and that's without 80 pounds of wood sitting on it. But I don't want to take the chance. So I probably will build a little box down here on the bottom and put a couple of pavers in it underneath the shelf. Crack one with me. Cheers, Bucky. My chat broke on you. I'm sorry. Did it break on me? I don't think so. You have to scroll up and then scroll back down. Don't stay on whatever you scroll up to. Come back here. Hang out. Now, I do have the little rubber mat to put on the bottom of these legs. I think that will ultimately stop them from, well, A, it's going to grip the floor a lot better. B, it's going to seal up the end grain. Won't have to worry about it even if my floor does get damp. And it probably should prevent it from chipping at all. But even so, I'm still going to hit the bottoms with a little bit of a round over. You're in 13th place. Let's see. What are... Oh, MD May, excuse me, is number 1 at 150 on my screen. Steph is number 3 at 100. Pilato is number 2 at 125. And everybody else is at 75 on my screen. Good evening, makers. How you doing, buddy? Pardon me. Hey, ain't nothing wrong with some Jack. Nothing at all. I'm going to move you guys back over here. We're going to sit like so. Hey, I believe you, man. I believe you. I don't control the top fans thing. This is going to be a very big table. I like it. It is a very big table. Steph is always number 1. Yeah. Yeah, she makes me muffins and bread. Sorry, she made hoagie rolls the other day and made meatball subs. So I ran over there from work and had some lunch. Delicious. Number 1 at yapping. Oh, you guys are too far away. I can barely read the chat. I'm blind as a bat. Let's do this. I'll move you guys closer. YouTube always geeking. Yeah. I'm going to enjoy having this big ass table. I'm going to be annoyed that it's going to be in the way until I get stuff organized and have it so it has a spot to slide into over there. But I will be below this line, which is where I want to be. I want to be below here. Because this is plain cedar. This is rough cedar. That way I knew I had a divider where I wanted to be. There you go. There you go, Bucky. Depending on what time I hop off here, I may end up just sitting on the porch, having a glass of whiskey and enjoying the cool weather. MD knows. MD knows what? About the muffins and the bread? Also, what are you making tonight that you made a mess? What am I having tomorrow for lunch? That's the real question. Because I am definitely coming to your house to steal food. Or I'm going to the pub. Those are the only two options, really. Man, I moved this. Like, it was in the perfect spot. There we go. I moved it so I could sit on it. Ah. Ooh. All right, maybe it will tip over. Oh, that you're number 1? Hey, look at you. You are number 1 now. Oh, that's right. You made stromboli. Awesome. Do you have any more of those hoagie rolls you made? Those are really good. No. Oh, that's right. I thought tomorrow was Thursday. Yeah, I am going to the pub tomorrow. It's Friday. I got to go to the pub for lunch. Gets you point A to point B. Yep, that's what my truck does. Gets me anywhere I want to go, and a lot of places that I shouldn't. Damn, tomorrow's Friday? Holy crap, where did this week go? I don't think I did anything productive all week. Goodness. Good thing my day job pays me to just be there. Hey, Mike, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for popping in. They went fast. Yeah, it seems like you're going to have to make more of them. Exactly the same way you made those ones. Actually, I think you should make a loaf of bread out of that dough. That bread, it had a good flavor to it. It wasn't just like bread. It had a good flavor. Where am I going that I should not be? Oh, anywhere that the truck takes me. You know, driving through a field, driving through some random trail in the woods. Anywhere that I need to turn on 4-wheel drive. Probably shouldn't be there. Don't make tomorrow Thursday again. I didn't even realize today was Thursday. Kind of thought it was Tuesday, but I'm glad it's not Tuesday. Car's 58 years old? Oh, dang, Bucky, what you driving? Your car's older than me. Barely, but it's older than me. I'm going to enjoy this table. So one of the things that I'm going to do is I'm going to put an edge on at least 3 of the sides of that tabletop, that melamine, because it chips really easily. So I probably won't use hardwood. I'll probably just run strips of pine around it, but just something so that the edges don't get chipped up. Excuse me, the edges don't get chipped up. Oh goodness, I can't get down now. Oh, that was exhausting. 69 Plymouth Roadrunner, hell yeah. So you see like the edge of that's melamine right there. The edge here is just particle or press board, right? It's not even really particle board. It's just press board, like little tiny pieces of wood glued together. And like this side, you can see this. You probably can't see it, but because this is the side that I work against when I'm doing stuff here, you know, you bump it with something or whatever, and you start nicking the melamine because it's super brittle. So I'll probably run a strip around that. And a 69 Judge. Nice rides. I wouldn't mind a 69 Judge. I wouldn't mind a Judge in general. Doesn't even matter. It could be a project. It could be the frame and the body. I'd be happy. I'll park it right on the other side of this wall in the middle of my yard. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to work on this on Saturday. Maybe Saturday evening. Maybe. Saturday, I'm putting in the trench, the gas line. I rent a trencher, so I don't have to dig because I don't want to dig. But because I have power and stuff and water lines coming in this corner, so this side of the shop, this where the door is here, this is my yard. The other side is the neighbor's yard, and the driveway is from the garage door straight out to the road, 100 feet or so, give or take. So the house sits right over here. Um, so this corner is all the piping and stuff that goes into the house, into the basement. And so I can't run my gas line through there because I don't know where everything is buried down there. And I have a light in the middle of my yard out here, and I don't know where that electric line runs. And I know it's not very deep, can't be very deep. But the power comes from in here, comes from right around here. There's a box where it splits and then heads back out. Because I have two lights on the outside of the garage as well. So I'm going to run a trench past that light so there's nothing in the yard and loop it around. And it's going to come in right behind that black stuff right there. It's going to be hanging. I'm going to put a gas heater up right about where those clamps are, give or take. Maybe that bay right there. Maybe a gas heater. A 15 F350. Nice. That'll get you point A to point B, but not in as much style as a Judge or a Roadrunner. Anyway, so that'll be Saturday morning. I go pick up the trencher, get that done, get the gas line laid. Guy I know does gas work, so he's going to come out and hook it up, test everything, all that happy stuff. I just got to dig the hole and fill the hole, dig the trench and fill the trench. And I got to clean out that corner so you can get in there. We initially wanted to run it straight into this corner, run the black gas line up and run line over the ceiling and drop it over there. But that turned out to be a terrible idea because I'd have to manually dig that, and I don't want to. Yeah, diesel prices are wicked. I work on diesels quite a bit. It's a treat how everything on a diesel is much more expensive. Presumably because if you bought a diesel, you can afford to fix it, I guess. They also don't break near as much. Often what I get is oil leaks. That's a given. And issues with the DPF system or the emissions control system. Those are the only real big issues that I ever have, or most common issues I ever have. And it's usually, something stupid like a sensor, a knock sensor, maybe a broken wire, if you're having a good day. Or crystallization in the DPF system. That turns into being a pain in the ass. Or what's happening more and more recently is people buying their first diesel and then not paying attention when they go to the pump and putting gas in their diesel. That has been happening a frightening amount of times lately. But apparently car insurance pays for that. I had no idea. Because they're usually insurance jobs. Moving somewhere near Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I've never been to... I think I might have drove through Louisiana. I've never actually checked anything out down there. It seems like a nice place from what I hear about it. Seems relatively chill and laid back. I don't know why I'm yelling at you guys. I got the mic on the side of my head. So I'm sorry. I apologize. I got 5 people in here chilling. Y'all are the MVPs. So, what was this? About 2 hours to cut these and get this assembled. Yeah, that's not. Excuse me. It's not a half bad time. I only got 2 screws in this one. Ah, what the hell? I got to put another screw in there. Now she ain't going nowhere. Cheers. Maybe Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening, Sunday morning. Two of the 5 are stecks. Oh. Oh, the top fans. Yep. We got the stecks up there. Yeah, so I'm thinking either later Saturday or Sunday morning. I'll come out here and get this table functional. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't been this happy to build a piece of shop furniture in quite a while. You gonna get some noise complaints? You got a trash can diesel? I have an old acquaintance of mine. He's got a trash can diesel. It's super fucking annoying. Although my truck is surprisingly loud. But I like it. It's the V8 Rumble. I mean, sounds great. Yeah, I'm super excited. Super excited to get the table functional and then start to figure out how I want the base to be, that bottom shelf. What do you guys think? I mean, I was thinking that I put the shelf in like that one half or portion where I have just the one shelf and I have all the empty space. That's what I was thinking for, like, I don't know, maybe my boxes that I keep my routers in and my, well, no, because those are pretty small. Maybe the air compressor or something, putting that down there, just so it's close by. Because, I mean, when I'm using the air compressor, it's going to be here. Pardon me. Or the, chop saw or something. Something bigger that needs to be stored under here for now. And then the double shelf for the smaller stuff and the cabinet for like finishes and things like that. Screws, attachments. Oh, it sounds nice. All right. As long as it sounds nice, that's the important thing. If it sounds like a clapped out Honda Civic, then that's not nice. That's just terrible. It's like if I took my muffler off my lawnmower and revved it. I do definitely want to put a drawer on here, though, a place that I can put drill bits and things like that. I need to have that stuff here. I think having that stuff at hand at the assembly table is probably very important. Having glue in the cubby, like in the cabinet, that'd be nice. You know what? I wonder if this 2x4 that's over here is long enough. Oh, it's like a quarter of an inch too short. But you know what? I could put that down there anyway and call it a day. Like, tuck that in up there, screw that fast, and that'll give me my mounting space right here. That'll give me my mounting face for the oh, I ran this one through the planer. This one's a little thinner. I can't use that. Damn. I got to cut another one. Also, here's another thing I'm thinking about. I could, when I'm not going to have this flipped up, like the extension wing flipped up, I could, because you guys will see, part of the front of it. I could put a flag here because USA, right? Like, hang it down, as long as I'm not getting a bunch of crap on it, and then take it off when I need to pull the extension up. It's probably too much. That's probably a little extra. We don't need to do that. We've got a flag behind me, front and center, or at least a representation of a flag right there. A flag on the wall. I got another flag over here that's going to get hung up. Got another flag over there. If I had more height, I'd have flags hanging from the ceiling because USA, right? But unfortunately, I got rafters every 16 inches, so it would just made more sense to put that insulation foam up flat instead of sticking it up there and then going up against the peak of the roof. Right, MD? USA, 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 USA. Also, you guys don't know, Amy Jo 144, I believe is her number. Made that. If you just type Amy Jo, you'll get her. She'll pop up. She's pretty popular. Check her out. Who wants a marshmallow? You got chocolate and graham crackers? So I can tell you that little box up there behind that fan, that black box up there that I built the other day, works really well. There is sawdust in the filter. Sawdust like fine dust. You want one? You want a marshmallow or a s'more? I wouldn't mind a s'more. Yeah. I think that thing's going to do really nice. I'm actually glad that they made that. I need s'mores. Good blooper video. Oh, thanks, MD. I appreciate that. Hell yeah, you got chocolate and graham. I mean, I don't know why you would have marshmallows and don't have chocolate and graham crackers. They kind of go together. Like, If I see somebody at the store just buying marshmallows, I kind of think they're weird. Yeah, thanks, MD. The reason I put that out was actually because of Bex and Steph. I showed them some of the bits that I had cut out, and they were like, "Yeah, you need to make a blooper." Um, so I think that's something I'll do for members is I'll put the bloopers up, like make little shorts out of them. I did, however, cut out a lot of the more abrasive stuff because, yeah, yeah. But tomorrow, that video goes public, and I am so very sorry that it's filmed this way. I'm Yeah, you can actually see at the end where I realized that it's in vertical format and not horizontal. In fact, I think I tagged it. I think I tagged it. Chilling with a new puppy dog ain't nothing wrong with chilling with a puppy dog. Everybody should chill with a puppy dog. My puppy dog old. He don't like to chill. I mean, he likes to chill. He just doesn't like to chill with you. He likes to be over there getting his own thing going on, taking a nap on whatever piece of furniture he's laying on. I give credit where credit's due. What kind of person do you think I am? Also, if somebody doesn't like it, they know who to blame. I'm going to give you guys probably about another 20 minutes. I think 10 o'clock I'm going to hit the road. It's going to be difficult. What kind of puppy dog did you get? We are genius. Cane Corso. Oh, nice. I'd love to get one of them. That is on my list of big old puppy dogs that I would love to have. Also, building this, I didn't even have one full beverage during that time. This whole doing stuff thing and not having beverages is this is really starting to become a thing, and I don't like it. Well, Bex, it's gonna stay. Hopefully, everybody likes it, but it's gonna stay a members only thing. Unless they're a horrible person, then they can be mad. Yeah. But I'm not gonna make the blooper reels public because language. I don't need people. Now, I may, however, put a couple of the less abusive bloopers at the end of the videos as like a little reward for watching. I feel like that might be a cool idea. Throw a couple bloopers up there. Don't worry, Steph. I'll send them to you guys. I'll put them in the group chat. Or you can just be a member for $1. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. They must be all just chilling. If somebody else must be live and have just all of the trolls. If that's the case. I feel sorry for them. Usually this is about the time that the trolls come out. But I guess they don't want to play. That's okay. It's nice to have a chill day. You cook too much. Hey Gemini, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell Will to become a member. That way he can watch Bloovers. And tell him to make you a member. That's the only thing I can think of, other than putting the videos out a couple of days early for members, to get member feedback. That's about the only thing that I can think of offhand to give as a perk to members is the blooper. A blooper short every now and then. I do have an idea, though, here coming up pretty soon. I think you guys are going to like it. And I think we're going to do it on 2 separate lives. And we have a members side and everybody's side. Hey, Nolan, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it. Look, Gemini, we got the frame for the new assembly table built. Well, most of the frame. We got to put in cross members on the top and a couple on the bottom. We got to build a little box down here so we can put some pavers so that it keeps the center of balance kind of low. Or the center of gravity kind of low. So I don't want to have the flip up thing and then have it tip over because it's pretty narrow so that it can fit back against the wall and I can still squeeze my truck in, hopefully. Now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it might be too big, but we're going to run with it. It's already built. We're not tearing it apart again. We already did that once. What am I going to use for the top? It's a big old piece of melamine over here. We're going to cut it 2 inches longer. We're going to make it 6 foot 2 inches. This top is 6 feet. Or this frame is 6 feet. So we're going to cut the top 6 foot 2 inches so it overhangs by 1 inch on both sides. And then we're going to cut it at 27 inches. This is 26 inches, and we want it to hang over 1 inch in the front. And then the cutoff will be back here. It's going to be in a flip up, like kind of extension with these brackets. So you're going to have these on here, and they're going to flip up and give me a wider surface. Give me an extra 22 inches, I believe. Yeah, this is 6 feet. So it's going to be, the top is going to be 6 foot 2. So we're going to have about 2 feet-ish chopped off of this lengthwise. That's a little over 4 feet and a little over 8 feet. 4 feet wide, 8 feet long. But we have to put in a couple of pieces across here to give it some structure so it doesn't bow in the middle, get all weak. But I think it'll work out really good. It is a very big table, and considering that this is the thing I've been building everything on, it's like 3 times that. It's going to be much better. Much better. At least I think it'll be much better. So we'll work on that either Saturday evening or Sunday morning. Yeah, I'm hoping that the flip up thing actually works out how I'm thinking, because I've got 4 of these, so I should be able to hold. Um, I should be able to hold something like 1,000 pounds, right? So these should be way overkill. But something I didn't think of was each one of these has a release to fold it down, and I put 4 of them across here. I don't know if I'll be able to go through and hit, one after another and then get it to flip down. So we're gonna figure out if that works or not. But this will end up, if I mount it proper, it will end up being perfectly flush. I'll have a nice flat top. And I got these because I think they hold pretty square. People use them for like tables attached to their table saw and stuff. So hopefully it works out. All right, Nolan, have a good one, buddy. Have a good night. Thanks for popping in, man. I appreciate it. Definitely well built. Yeah, I hope so. Got 4x4 legs, straight 2x4 framing so far. I don't know what I'm going to do under the bottom yet. I think I've decided that I'm just gonna put a shelf table base in there for now and build it to suit my needs as I go, right? Because I think that makes more sense. Yeah, space. That's the reason that I that's why I thought of this. I seen somebody do it with a table saw, and I was like, that's brilliant. I wonder if I can do that with a workshop table. So then I can push it back against the wall and hopefully back my truck into here when I need to unload lumber, especially if it's wet out or heavy, and I want to walk as little as possible. But yeah, I believe a pair of these holds 550 pounds. So the 4 of them, I should be well overkill for anything that I would put on it. And it's only a 22-inch strip, so I can't imagine I'm going to be putting a ton of weight in that 22 inches. But the other ones that I had gotten didn't have the 2 bars that come up at an angle. It only had 1. And they held something like 300 pounds a set, I think, or 200 pounds a set. Maybe they were 150. I don't know. I still have them. They're in the house. I'll figure out some way to use them, but hopefully it works out and I mount them proper, because I want it to be nice and flat. Now, it's probably not that important. If it droops down a little bit, it's probably going to be fine, because most of my work will be over here. That's just going to be extra space when I need it. Which is why, building this on live, I originally wanted to do it horizontal so that I could edit this all down into a video. And I completely forgot. But maybe this weekend I will do a horizontal live streams and try to make up for it a little bit. At least most of the video can be horizontal. Really looking forward to the pub tomorrow. I only get one thing at the pub: a mushroom Swiss burger, fries, and a couple of waters. Ew, Swiss. You don't know what's good. All right. Swiss is one of the superior cheeses. If you get good Swiss, you can get terrible Swiss cheese. Like most of that crap you buy in those vacuum packed containers made by like Kraft or whatever. That's all junk Swiss. It's not even real Swiss. Like fake Swiss. Maybe you'll join me at the pub. Awesome. Come on up. I'll be there at noon. What you got to do is you got to go to Wegmans or a place that has like a real cheese section where they got the big wheels and they'll cut you chunks off. That's where you got to go. That's where you get good Swiss. See, MD knows. MD knows. That's probably why you don't like Swiss, Bex, because you haven't had good Swiss. Now, at the pub, I'm sure they use cheap Swiss. It's slices or whatever they get in some package somewhere, but whatever. The mushrooms are what matters on that. The Swiss flavor is just kind of there a little bit. You want to go to the pub? Come on, Bex. I'll be there at noon. Tell them you need to take a half day tomorrow. You go cheese dilly-dallying? MD, you, Steph, and Bex might get along just fine. Hey, Steph, Bex says she'll try real Swiss when you guys go do your cheese dilly-dally. Smoked Gouda? Ooh, I love me some smoked cheeses. It doesn't even have to be Gouda. It can be. I've smoked Swiss. I've smoked American, but it's just kind of weird. I've had some soft goat cheese that I smoked. I got to be honest, I didn't think that I would like goat cheese very much, but it's actually really good cheese. Well, the ones that I've tried so far. Yeah, I smoked it myself. Eh, it was different. They think I'll like it. Steph, anytime a recipe calls for cheese, if it calls for a cup of cheese, it's getting two. You feel a cheese date, a chest date. Has to have a little added flavor. I don't know if I've had anything that's plain. Everything that I've had has been some sort of a flavored. So I'm gonna have to make an effort to try just plain old goat cheese, so I can see if I like it. Blueberry. See, I like blueberry. Old goat or old cheese. Could have been either or both. Maybe it was old cheese from an old goat. I do. I don't know. I lean more towards. I lean more towards Swiss. Swiss is my go-to cheese for anything. Like if I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna have some cheese. I'll throw in some pepper jack, sure, but primarily I want to have pieces of good Swiss. Although I did have a really soft cheese once, and I can't remember what it was, but it was very soft. You could almost spread it like on a cracker, um, or a piece of bread, I guess. But pardon me, I can't remember what it was, but man, it was awesome. Like provolone, I like provolone. I prefer Swiss, but I like provolone. We cannot be friends anymore. Why? Cheese tour. I mean, that's Europe is pretty much where all the good cheese is made. So if you're if you're gonna go to if you're gonna go on a cheese tour in Europe is definitely the place to go. Listen, I just know you won't eat my Swiss cheese. So that's fine. I will, however, eat your weird flavored cheese. You and Bex. If MD wins the lottery, I might have to make MD my new favorite friend. We'll we'll, we'll Snapchat each other all the time. Get him up to the number one friend slot. Oh, you're in Tennessee? That's not terrible, MD. I still have no idea if MD is male or female. I'm just bouncing back and forth. So between him and her. So hey, Hinton, how you doing? The only place, one of my favorite restaurants, or I mean, not favorite, but the place I've had the best food was in Tennessee at State of the Shoots. Yeah. Yeah. All the good woodworkers come out of Tennessee. We were talking in um goodness, I can't remember the name of the channel. We were talking in somebody's channel one night on a live stream about moving to Tennessee, and we had to break the state up so that we're not all in one spot competing with each other. um, but there's a there's a place, like I remember the highway that it's on. I'd have to look at a map, but I know where it's at on the map. It was like a Black Lantern Inn, I think. It's just off the highway. Some local. I stopped for gas and asked somebody where they would go for good food, and they sent me there, which was just up the road a little bit. Man, it was amazing food. It's the only place that I've ever Google reviewed my food, just ever. I think that's stupid, but and there's a restaurant down in Cook's Forest that I love to go to, and like the service is impeccable, the food is amazing. The chef will come out and shoot the breeze with you. His mom will come out. She makes all the desserts. She'll come out, talk to you, like sit down. They don't sit down while you're eating, but they'll sit down after, when you're having like a cup of coffee or something and just kind of chat with you if they have time. It's like a really, really chill environment there. Still didn't Google review them. Which I kind of feel bad about because they're relatively new. Fine, Steph. I'll take you there. We'll go next weekend. Check out the beer. Right? Right, Gemini? Like I showed up there one time not knowing that you had to have a reservation. And the owner was like, if you don't mind waiting, hanging out for a minute, we'll squeeze you in. We'll get you in here, not a problem. That was my first impression of the place. And I mean, that's a pretty good first impression. They were busy as hell. He bought me a drink at the bar. He was like, just go in here, I'll get you a drink, and you can sit down and relax. You sit out on the patio, and I'll come get you when you got a table for you. Fucking perfect. Yeah, yeah, MD. I'm looking for that. I'm looking forward to that beer tour. Yeah, that's my favorite restaurant to go to that's kind of local here. And I didn't actually intend to go there. Like I very rarely will specifically go to a restaurant. Usually it's I'll just get on like Google Maps and look for restaurants and just kind of in the general area. That one ended up being, almost 2 hours away. But I didn't realize that when I picked it and just hopped in the truck and went. But it was worth it. Like once I had my mind set on it, that was it. I was going, it didn't matter. Yeah, we'll go next Saturday for dinner. I'll call, make a reservation. I've actually got the owner's. I've got his phone number. He gave me his phone number one time when I was down. I went down there almost every weekend for for a long time. I helped him out with one of his trucks. Oh, shit. I hit chat. But all right, guys. I'm gonna head off here because it's 10 after, or it's 7 after 10. And I don't think I've gone to bed before midnight all week long. So I'm gonna go in, have some pizza, and drink this. Snuggle with the dog if he lets me, and head to bed. So thanks for hanging out with me tonight, guys. I appreciate it. We got, I don't know, we made progress. We got it going. We'll hop back on it this weekend. We'll get it functional. So I appreciate the chat. It's my favorite part. And we'll see you guys this weekend. Thanks, guys. Cheers.